Hello everyone, this is lesson 53, week 11. So today we are learning a road tester topic in Australia and South Asian countries. So if you are in Vietnam or Thailand on March 12th, you had this test topic. Is importing films good for our country's culture? So today we are learning the 10 minutes planning. In lesson 54, we will be learning the body 1 and the body 2. Firstly, if you haven't signed up my 7 days free course, yes, go to my website K.I.S.S.com to sign up the free course. And if you are a Chinese student, you have to scan this QR code. So Chinese students scan this QR code, add me as a friend so that you can register the Chinese version course. And in this course, you will be able to learn how to use this idea map to generate ideas. Download about 40 groups ABC phrases, and you will know how did my students improve their scoring after 8 times failure and in 14 days, or even they can improve their score to 8. So now let's go to our this part of our lesson. So let's have a look at this topic first. The topic is some people believe it is good for a country's culture to import films, while others think this is bad, and discuss both views and give your own opinion. So this type of topic is called both views topic. So the structure is different from what we've learned before. So we learned some agree and disagree topics before, but this topic is different. And firstly, you need to understand what is ABC and recipe. If you are watching this video on my website or on the WeChat, you can click the link below to review this video about ABC and recipe method. So today's learning objectives. After finishing today's lesson, you should be able to understand and review 5 steps to write an essay. Identify this as an AC type question and use idea map to generate the C. Now let's have a look at the 5 steps to write a Band 8 essay. So step 1 to step 3, you need to spend the first 10 minutes on planning. Okay, planning. This is really important. Now let's have a look at step 1. Step 1 is most students will ignore the step 1. Step 1 is to analyze the topic. The reason why there are so many students who every time who will say that, well, I only have a band 5 in my essay, because you didn't even analyze the topic. You should be able to understand keywords, you should be able to understand the logic within this topic and to decide the structure. Okay, step 2, you need to be able to use the idea map to generate your C ideas, so general ideas for each paragraph. So after this one, in step 3, you need to just be able to fill in this ABC, which means that you need to write some contents here and here. You need to write your ABC phrases and your recipe. And in this way, on step 4 and 5, step 4 you will spend 25 minutes on writing your essay, and step 5 you will spend your 5 minutes to proofread. Now let's have a look at your step 1 of writing this essay. Now let's have a look at the keywords of this essay. A country's culture, because in the topic it said it must be good for a country's culture. So if you talk about something like this is good for this country's economy, this is called off topic. You will lose marks. So be very careful. The keyword here is the benefits have to be related to a country's culture. This is number 1. Number 2 is that you have to talk about the importing. Okay, import foreign films to a country. Okay. Number 2, there are 3 types logic in topics in the questions asked. Okay. One type of question is called A type question. So this type of question, they always ask you to talk about the benefits or the problems of something. For example, do you think gap year is good? So in this case, you just need to say, well, there are several benefits. You just need to write maybe benefit 1, benefit 2. Right? You can write whatever benefit you want to write. So this type of topic is very simple because you are not limited by some fixed ideas. You don't have to talk about the benefits in some areas. You can talk about whatever benefits you want to talk. Another type of question is called AC question. So do you think A caused A? So here there is a limit in C. So in this type of question, they will give you a result. For example, do you think advertisement reduced our identity? So this is a problem, right? So you have to talk about how. How does advertisement reduce our identity, affect our identity? So let's have a look at this topic. This topic is about how does importing films and TV programs benefit a country's culture. So this type of topic is similar to AC, right? So every time when you read the topic, you ask yourself, is there a cause and effect? Is there an A? Is there a C in it? If you can find A and C, that means it is a cause and effect AC type question. Okay. Another type of question is called C type question. This is the most difficult. So they will ask you, what are the qualities of something? For example, what qualities of a good journalist? What are the qualities of a good teacher? In this case, you have to come up with something that are qualities. Something that are qualities. For example, a good teacher needs to be really caring, needs to be responsible, needs to be able to manage students' behavior. Okay. These type of questions are a little bit difficult because you have to be able to generate ideas about qualities. Okay. Now, so far you should be understand. This type of question is called AC question. So you are going to talk about how does importing this one benefit a country's culture. This is really important. Okay, let's go to the step. The third part of step 1 is to decide the structure of this essay. Okay, let me tell the structure of discuss both views question. In discuss both views question, you also write 2 paragraphs. In the first body paragraph, you need to talk about why one idea is correct. Okay, why one idea is correct. And the second paragraph, you need to write why the other idea is correct. Okay, listen. So this is what different the both views question with agree and disagree. If this is a disagree question, you need to write I agree with blah blah blah. But in both views question, you need to write why A, this idea is correct, why another idea is correct as well. And on the conclusion, well, in your conclusion paragraph, you write your idea. Paragraph, okay, I think which one is correct. So the difference is here. If it is a agree and disagree, and you will put that agree and disagree. If this is an agree and disagree question, and you will be writing something like I think blah blah is correct. See the difference. The difference here is in both views question, you need to explain why different ideas are correct. Then give your opinion in the last paragraph. So just to show you the topic sentence of my sample essay. So the topic sentence of my sample essay is supporters of blah 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 may have the following reasons. So I'm giving reasons for an idea. Next one, however, it is also understandable why there are people who disagree with this suggestion. Then I'm giving more reasons for this to support this one. And in the last paragraph, I put, in my opinion, I believe blah blah is good or bad. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, so far you should be able to understand this is a AC type question. The structure of this topic is introduction paragraph, body paragraph, and what you are talking about in body 1 is that why one idea is correct. You write 2 reasons, reason 1 and reason 2. Put your ABC and recipe below each reason. And body 2 as well, reason 1, reason 2. Then the last paragraph, write about your own ideas. Okay. Now let's move to step 2. In step 2, now let's have a look at step 2. After step 1, we've already known that we need this structure. We need 2 ABCs in each body paragraph, right? Then the next question, you will be wondering about how many C's do I need? How many C do I need for each body paragraph? For example, in body paragraph 1, we need to write the benefits for importing country's culture. You may write, so there are two options. Let me tell you this one. There are two options. You can have 2C. You can also have only 1C. Okay, 2C, okay, or 1C. Because the question is that you need 2 sets of ABC. It doesn't mean 2 sets of ABC does not mean 2 different C. So I'll show you how. Okay, now you need to ask yourself, how can I have 2 ABC? The first method is to find 2C, and then you break down your C to C1 and C2. So in this case, you can have your A, B1, C1, A, B2, C2. You have 2 sets of ABC. Okay. The method 2, this method is a little bit difficult. Method 2 is that most students, they can only come up with only 1 C. C2, cultural diversity. In this case, you can write 2 B's. You can write A, B, C, and A, B, C. In this case, you have 2 sets of ABC, A, B2, B2.1, C2, or A, B2.2, C2. So the how will become, there are 2 ways. Then you can, well, there are 2 ways this method or this trend will benefit the cultural diversity. So you need to be very clear about this point here. Now let's go back. If we have 2C, how can we decide where are the 2 C's? Okay, we use this idea map. In this idea map, these gray areas are some small areas that are related to individuals. In this column, these gray areas are smaller areas that are related to the well-being of a society. So this topic asks you to talk about benefits for a country's culture. Then this is related to society. Then in this column, we need to look for something that is related to culture, right? So the one that at the bottom, cultural diversity and identity. Diversity means there are different cultures in a society. So in this case, definitely cultural diversity is one benefit after having different types of films. Okay, this is your first C. So where is the next C? The next C might be in other areas. Then you need to ask yourself, will that benefit the economy of a culture? You can ask yourself, will that benefit environment is not related to C. Maybe economy, right? Because C is also related to economy. The culture is related to economy. Then we sort of breaking down this idea culture into cultural diversity and cultural economy, the revenue of culture industry. This means how much money the culture industry can generate, you know. So in this case, you will have 2 C's. I'll just give you a brief example. For example, after there are more foreign films in Chinese market, what happened is that the culture industry has earned much more money than before because the demand has been growing. Okay, so in this case, you just need to figure out where are your B's. Okay, the next method is the method 2. You need to find 2 B's. Okay. Let's assume you still talk about cultural diversity. You have no ideas about where is the other area. So you can write 2 B's. For example, you can write more variety of cultures. After importing more films, you have like there are more types of, or maybe just to put more types of cultures. It's easy to understand. And another B can be your local artists can, maybe I'll just say, create more creative works. This means that your local artists can combine combine foreign ones with their own. Combine some foreign ideas with their own, and they create more different types of artworks. So it's still about different cultures, but it's more about how your local artists can use those foreign films to, in creating their own works. So in this case, you will still have 2 sets of ABC. I would say this method is difficult to come up with 2 C's, but once you figure out your 2 C's, it's easy to write. But this one is a little bit difficult. It's easy to come up with 1 C, but difficult to to come up with the two B's. Both of them, I would say the first one is easier, second method is difficult. Okay.